Hello and welcome. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on this special interview on NewsX. We are in conversation today with actor Hasleen Kaur. Hasleen, welcome back to NewsX. Good to have you.
Thank you so much, Uday. It's good to be back.
Yes, you have, of course, represented the country already abroad in pageants. But how is it like now making the transition as well into an international project, into an international collaboration with Ruthless Bastards?
It's been a good journey. You've known me for almost a decade now, and you've seen how, coming to the world of pageantry, moving into modeling, fashion, and then acting is something that I always wanted to take this route. This international project happened because they'd seen my work in Cat on Netflix, and they felt like it was a strong character that I played. That's why they thought that they could cast me in this. It required a little bit of action sequences, but they said, if you've been a dancer, we think we can teach you action choreography. But the mere thought of having to do something overseas, why I said yes was it was a big learning curve for me. As an actor, as a performer, being on set, seeing a very varied style of working. So it's been amazing. It's been a good learning journey.
Okay. How has the response been? Because, of course, it's already released abroad. We are hoping that it comes to India soon as well, so we get to see it. But how has the response been for your role, your performance, and overall?
People have loved my character of Ishana Sidhu. So the movie, without revealing much, basically it talks about the criminal underbelly of, certain gangs that exist across the globe. So here we have a Russian gang, a Chinese gang, and an Indian gang that I'm a part of, me and Parmesh Verma. So how, there is like an interplay of different gangs and how one is trying to dominate over the other, and there is this whole drug cartel and they're trying to cut each other off to get dominance over. That's the major, crux of the whole thing. It was very interesting for me, the role, the character, very different from what I've done previously. There was a lot of aggression and a lot of grey shade to Ishana's character. I wasn't too sure if I'll be able to pull it off, but the director, Bruce, he said, Hasleen, I think you should be able to. The movie, on the day of the screening itself, we had great response. Everyone in the audience, they were hooting, clapping, especially for Ishana's character. They were like, it's nice to see a girl who's like kicking. Most of the action was done by the girl, contrary to what people would have thought, that it's a gang, it's a mixed gang of boys and one girl. So it's the boys who would be doing the action, but there's this girl who's always called upon to, do all the action. So everyone really enjoyed that. Especially for women, it was a little aspirational also. So when they saw an Ishana fighting, they were like, woohoo! So there was all that. The movie's been well received, so much so that the distributors in the US, they are very happy with the response, and therefore they've gone ahead and they want to do another film with the same makers, with the same filmmakers. They also want to come to India and do a lot of cross collaboration between international actors and Indian actors. So it has done well.
Okay, lovely. And again, that's something unique, which we see in the West, but hopefully we should see more in India. Women doing action as well. I'm sure you enjoyed that.
Yes, I hope so too. I hope there are more roles written for women who can be tough.
Yes.
Right?
But also these kind of international collaborations. Is this something that we hope to see more of? Of course, you've done this now with Parmesh, collaborating with your foreign contemporaries, actors, the producers, and the directors there. But do we hope to see more of these collaborations?
I think so. I think India as a market itself is it's a large market with a huge consumer base, which is why we see a lot of brands also wanting to come to India to set up shop over here, and similarly for the film industry as well. The crossover benefits both sides mutually. Indian actors come with their own separate brand equity. And I think international collaborations, it just opens up the market a lot more. It makes it a lot wider. So in Ruthless Bastards, there are a few well-known names from China as well, from Russia as well. So what it does with international collaboration, it opens up your market a lot wider. Instead of just being in the US or the Western world, then you're able to do a crossover as well. And to be honest, we Indians are spread all over. So we have stories, right? In the US and Canada, your first gen, second gen, they have their own stories to tell. So with crossover collaborations, you can touch upon such narratives.
Absolutely. And also the good thing is that it's not just bit roles anymore. In the West for us Indians and for the Indian actors, of course, working abroad like yourself. But how was it like, being on a set in Hollywood, abroad? What was the difference between being on a set there and being on a set here? क्या फर्क आपने महसूस किया?
Film set is usually chaos everywhere, I guess, in the world, now that I have done it over there as well. Huge crews, huge setups, you're fighting for time, you're running against time to get the project done and to finish the day's job. What I felt was that in some way it was really well planned, which was an eye-opener for me. When I've done work over here, not as much, but the few projects that I've done, I felt like I still had a lot more leisure on set to relax in between. Over there was no relaxation. Once you're on set, you are working, You've come here for something, you will finish that. And that goes for everyone. From the direction team, production, to hair, makeup, lighting, technical, everyone, they are working like machines. And the speed of it was initially very difficult for me to catch up to. When I did, I started enjoying it. I'm like, oh, so you finish on time as well then in that case. So which was interesting.
Yeah, true. And, of course, it's a great high to end the year on this note. But now, because we are entering the last few hours, the last few days of 2025, how has the year been for you?
This year, honestly, has been, it's been a little slow, to be honest, I guess, overall. So Ruthless Bastards was shot before this year. I did a show which we were expecting that it would release, called Ikatthe this year, but it's gotten pushed over a little bit. I guess overall in the industry, things are a little, they're taking some time for a lot of projects to come out. So it's honestly been a little slow. I'm hoping Ikatthe comes out soon. And with this, the makers of Ruthless Bastards wanting to do another one, hopefully there'll be a lot more work and promotions and stuff happening next year. But all in all, a good year of work, fun, travel, lots of travel. Okay. So ending on a good positive.
Okay. And 2026, what is your expectations for the next year?
To get busier, okay. To get really, really busy.
That's your New Year resolution. Do you make New Year resolutions firstly?
I do. Okay. I do. It's not always easy to stick to them.
So if you were to make one, what would that be?
To stay busy out of 365 days, at least 300 days. Okay. And the rest of the days, you party, enjoy, you holiday. Lovely. But it's work. Okay.
So 2026, hopefully the India release of Ruthless Bastards, but also Ikatthe. Yes. That project is shaped up well. I think Barun Sopti is in it as well. So someone you worked with in the past too?
Yes. Raj Jawan Hai we had done. The show had done brilliantly well. In fact, we bagged 4 awards this year at Filmfare OTT across categories. Barun won the Best Actor, Best Show we won, Best Director. So Khyati won as well, who's the writer. The show's done well. Ikatthe is also with Barun. He's a very fantastic actor. It was really nice to see him play 2 completely different roles. I play his wife in both these things, in Ikatthe and Raj Jawan Hai. So it was interesting to see him at play.
And that's hopefully coming out in 2026 as well. Also, of course, what we are seeing now is the OTT boom happening. Is that something you're happy with, being a young actor? Do you want to do more work on OTT, or do you want to keep returning to the big screen? Do you have any, things like that in mind when you're signing a project?
I think once you step into the world of acting, everyone wants to be on the bigger screen because there is a lot more commercial success. You get more recognized. I felt my work in Cat was really, really good. However, I'm still more recognized for Tu Jhooti Main Makar, which was a much more bigger project. We're on the screen, more people have seen it. Eventually, our goal is to be on the big screen. However, OTT has opened up opportunities for a lot of actors like us who particularly do not come from a film background, have not studied extensively either. My study into acting has been either on set or like sporadic workshops and courses happening over a period of time and acquiring skills through that. OTT has really given us a lot of opportunities, and after COVID, it is expanding all the more. There are a lot more platforms, there's a lot more content. initially we would only think Netflix. So when Cat happened, I'm like, oh, Netflix is great. But now there's an Amazon, there's a Hotstar, there's a Jio, there is a Z, Sony. There are so many platforms, many more emerging also. So yeah, I guess as an actor, you want to be everywhere.
Yes. Okay. Also, though, speaking of actors and actresses, I read somewhere you supported Deepika Padukone's statement. Now, that again was a statement that became one of the big stories of the year because she said that there should be clear working hours, and that's something she wants to prioritize post becoming a mother. You agree with that, or you believe somewhere it was an unfair statement?
I do agree with her to an extent. The only reason why I get that perspective is of after having worked as Ruthless Bastards. Now, when you work on a project like that, you are governed by a union body. In Canada, it's UBCP ACTRA. This movie was shot in Canada. So the union UBCP ACTRA has certain mandates where they allow an actor or an artist to work only for 8 hours in a particular day. However, if you go beyond 8 hours, every hour, which is further divided into 1/10 of each hour, so 6 minutes. So every hour you do work extra, you get paid extra for it. It goes on, the extra work is 1.5x of your original fee, which keeps increasing to 2x, going to 3x, and then capped at a 3x.
Yes.
But what it does is it creates an environment where you are working with your artists or actors within a stipulated time frame. You are a lot more methodical. You know you have to finish, otherwise you'll have to end up paying for it. However, in India, I've done contracts where it is very normally mentioned in the contract that 12 plus 1 hour extra for makeup, so 13 hours you're on set, plus your travel hours. You have to go back home.
Yes.
You need to get some sleep. Over there, your turnaround time is 11 hours. From the time you leave your set, the next day when you come back on set, there should be a mandated gap of 11 hours. Because an actor needs rest. You need to recuperate to be fresh for the next day. I feel you are a lot more productive when you do something like that. So I don't think the demand is unfair.
Yes.
However, I do understand the nature of filmmaking. When you're doing something, you're fighting against time and you're fighting against situations which are, they might arise out of whatever, there is a light issue or somebody is not managed to make it on time, or there are delays that are happening, which if it does go beyond a certain stipulated time, there should be an accountability for that you get compensated accordingly so that it doesn't feel exploitative. Now Supreme Court has also said, like, for a regular corporate job or any other jobs, like 48 hours, I guess, is the mandated per week. You should not be going beyond a certain. I feel we should all have that too.
Okay. Yeah, so, and especially now you can see it because you've been abroad as well. So it's a model that you believe should apply to India as well. And there should be some sort of balance at least.
There should be a balance.
Between,
I mean, we are all here to work. We all want to be in the business. And we're all here for making a project happen on time.
Okay.
But at the same time, we all should be well rested, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, you want to be well rested, but you also want to be busy. So let's hope for a balance of the two for you in 2026. And thank you so much for joining us, Hasleen. Last quick message, New Year's wish, what would you like to tell the viewers?
All that I'd like to say is stay happy as much as you can, and consciously, what I have understood over the years, consciously try to be happier.
Okay. Well, let's hope you are happy and have a great 2026. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Uday. Thank you.